Hi, and welcome to the BookishStitcher podcast. My name is Jeanette. You can find me on Ravelry, Instagram, Goodreads, and just about anywhere is BookishStitcher, all one word. I hope you've had a wonderful week since I last recorded. This is going to be a relatively short episode because I just got back from Stitches, Texas not too long ago. It was a pretty long drive home because it's raining wonderfully crazy here. I love the rain like I've talked about before, but I don't really love driving in it, and a lot of people aren't great at driving in it, so there are lots of wrecks and stuff. So I'm home a little bit later than I would have liked, but I took a lot of video and stuff while I was at Stitches, Texas, because I really wanted to remember to do that so that you guys could see a bit of it, because I know, we can't go to everything, and this is in my neck of the woods, so I thought it would be fun to share a bit of it with you. But because I am home later and editing takes a while, all the Stitches Texas stuff will be next week. So there will be video and enabling and talking about fun times I had with friends. But this week is just going to be a really short little thing with some drawings and stuff because I wanted to get them out this week. But first, let me show you a finished object that I have. So I finished my crochet hat, and this is going to be for my daughter. It was originally going to be for our Hats for Grammy cowl, but I didn't get it done in time for that charity cowl. But it fits my daughter, and she loves it. She wants a pom-pom on top, so I'll have to figure out a way to make that happen. And I crocheted something. This was done in double crochet, and binding off in crochet is super easy because it's just one stitch, so I just went till I ran out of yarn, and that was great. So hat done, and then I just wanted to show, I worked on a whole bunch of other things this week other than what I'm going to show you, but for the sake of time, I'm just going to show you two things. So in my Bling Your String Matrushka bag with snowflakes, I have oh gosh, am I going to remember the name of this hat? It's from the Tea Collection by Claire Devine, and it's the Earl Grey Hat. Yay! And I am knitting it out of some Dove Dye Works that was so sweetly sent to me. And I've been loving it. This is a great yarn, and it's nice and squishy, and it knits up into what I feel like is going to be a really warm, snug hat. And this might be a present for my sister-in-law or someone who lives up north, because I think it will keep their head so very warm. But the hat has some lovely cables, and I love doing cables on a hat so much because I like cables a lot, but on a giant garment they take a while longer, but on a hat it goes by very quickly, and it's just so fun to do. So there's the hat, and it's this gorgeous blue color, and it's just wonderful and so nice and a bouncy yarn. I've got a good amount left over, so I could definitely, do something else small to go along with it. Ooh, like a cup cozy or something, like coffee cup cozy. So that is my Earl Grey hat. And then, this is actually kind of enabling / what I'm working on, because I got asked by the lovely Mina, who's knitting expat, to do a test knit, and I didn't have any yarn in the weight that was needed as a super bulky or super chunky to do the test knit, but I knew that I was going to be going to a festival this weekend or a market, and I figured what better place to pick up yarn than there. So I was able to find some yarn. There was lots of yarn there, as you'll see in the video next week. And oh, I forgot the little label for this, but this is Twisted Owl Fiber Studio, I believe. I'll show it next week for sure. But I am I'm test knitting Minas Lightning pattern hat. And I had to get the yarn for it, and I didn't have these size needles, so I got the needles. And then I got this little Erin Lane bag because I have never owned an Erin Lane bag, and I thought it would be fun. And I'm actually twins with my friend Dina, who got the same bag. So it's like feathers or leaves, probably supposed to be feathers, but I like leaves this time of year too. And it kind of reminds me of fall, and it could be a good guy bag as well. But this is what the hat looks like so far. And since it is done on size 13 needles, it is knitting up super fast. And it's called the Lightning Strike, I believe. I'll have that all next week to say. But because my brain's a little tired, but you can see these great patterned lines that are forming on the hat. And it's a gray, it has purple undertones, but I think it'll be good for my father-in-law as a Christmas gift. So, yeah. You see the hat lines? And that's just really fun. I love doing bulkier knits because they just knit up so fast. So those are the two whips that I brought to show you, and they will be done by next week because they're almost done now. The other hat, the Earl Grey, I just have the crown decreases left on it. And then for spinning, I finished Amy's hand spun. And so next I'll be starting Lady M's socks. But this was, or is, it still is, a loop bump that I spun up for Amy. Let me see if I can get a good shot of all the colors to show you. It's kind of hard because some of them are underneath and some of them are. But sparkly purples and blues, and it's just really beautiful. And for my second or third time, I don't know if the first time even counts because I just chain plied a tiny bit. So when my teacher was teaching me when I was learning how to spin at a local yarn shop, she had me chain ply a tiny bit, like 5 yards or something. So I don't even think that really counts. But it needs a bath and a thwacking, but it is not crazy overspun. It's a tiny bit overspun, but it's not too bad. And I love how it kept the colors together and how sparkly it is, and it still has its bounce to it, its softness. I didn't overply it so much that it would have, you know, a stiffness to it, so that's great. And there are 250 yards of a DK weight for you, Amy, and I'll label all that up and get it mailed off to you this week. But I was so happy to do this because like I was talking last week, I was a little bit afraid. I was having to sit down and was worried, you know, and then I decided this week, I was like, we're going to sit down and we're just going to do it all in a setting and kind of get into a rhythm. And I did, and chain plying is so easy and it's so wonderful, and I'm so glad. I definitely can say I now have this technique down. I'm not intimidated by it anymore. I get it and I love it, and I love how it, you know, keeps the yarn, all the colors the same. And my friend Dina, who I got to see and hang out a lot with this weekend, she had a wonderful spinning book that she let me kind of peruse, and it had so many amazing facts about different techniques that you can do in spinning. And I can't remember what it was called. I'll try to text her and ask and find out, because it was a wonderful spinning resource I think that anyone could have in their spinning library. And then, so that is my spinning for this week, and I'm getting ready for Spinzilla, which is coming up, and I'm on the Happy You team, which is a yarn store that's not local to me really, but it's not super, super far away. But that is all of that, and then, like I said, I will show my enabling, other than the little thing that I showed just now. I will show that next week when I have more time. But I did want to draw for the giveaways this week and announce those because I said I was going to, and I like to keep my word. So without any further delay, the winners of the 3 giveaways that we had on the podcast, and I got you guys something at Stitches, so we'll have another giveaway I'll be showing after this, because I always love to get you, I know you know, like I said, you can't go to every event, but it's fun to have something from that event that you could possibly win. So let's start off with the wonderful thing. It was so sweetly given from Down Turkey Town Road. Is that bag? Let's see if I can get it to where you guys can see the label. It's gonna crinkle a bit. There we go. Down Turkey Town Road. Hope that's showing. Yeah, Down Turkey Town Road. And the winner for this lovely fun bag was post number 33, who is Kelly Cessna, Kellicessna. So Kelly Cessna, you won, and just contact me when you see this and I will get that in the mail to you. And if anybody, I really encourage you to go check out her Etsy store again, and if you didn't win, to go, and if you really love the bag that you had written down for the entry, go and, you're in the market for a new bag, definitely go and check out her store. She has some beautiful ones. And thank you again so much, Jane, for the giveaway and the bag for me. That was just super sweet. And I know you put a lot of effort and hard work into the bag because it's gorgeous. So thank you so much. And then the Daisy Knits giveaway. Daisy so sweetly gave me this Into the Wool to give away. And this base is wonderfully soft. It is a cashmere merino a merino cashmere nylon in MCN. And the winner for this was post number 15, who is Marsaft, Marshatf. So Marsaft, you won this gorgeousness, one-of-a-kind skein from Daisy Knits. Thank you again, Daisy. So sweet, and her colors are gorgeous. Definitely go check out her shop. She just celebrated 5 years of dyeing yarn, so congratulations, Daisy. And she had a sale going on in her shop, and I'm happy because I'm going to be knitting a hat out of her yarn soon because I got a gorgeous color for a hat at her 5-year anniversary of her Etsy store. And it's Daisy Knits on Etsy. And then for the Into the Wool goodies, which is this bag from Whimsy Stitches, and this wonderful yarn from Two Guys Yarn Company. Whoops. Two Guys Yarn Company. And then this adorable little sock blocker keychain from JD Studios, JD Creations, JD Craft Shop. So that's all included in this little bag of goodness. So the winner of that one was post number 84, which is Cowgirl Hippie, and I don't have to spell that one out because I am 100% sure that I have gotten that right. So those are all the giveaways for that. And then we have a new giveaway. I wanted to buy you guys something at the Stitches Market, and I thought that this would be perfect, and it's gorgeous, and I got to talk to her a tiny bit, and I had my Hitafude knit out of her yarn that I got to show her, and she took a picture and had it on Instagram, which is really sweet of her. And so the new giveaway is from Jinx Yarn. And I thought this would be, look how pretty that is. Her colors are stunning. I thought this would be perfect for a giveaway for right now because the colorway of this is November Rainbow, and it is her Strong Sport Self-Striping. So it's awesome. It'll be fast, cozy socks in a sport weight, and the colors are stunning. And so the giveaway for this will run for the next couple of weeks. I'll put on there when it will end, but for the prompt for this, I would love for you to tell me what is the thing that makes you happiest when you're out in nature. Do you love seeing trees? Do you love seeing birds? Do you love insects, butterflies, oceans, mountains, anything out in nature that when you see it, it just kind of makes you smile and feel at peace? So that's the new giveaway. And I think that's everything except for the book for today. So for the book, I have not quite finished this, but I brought it with me this weekend. I was reading it while snuggled up in bed, and I have been enjoying it so much, and I feel that this is one of those books, if I had a life that allowed me like a day of uninterrupted reading time. If you don't have kids and have a Saturday, or if you have kids and you have a Saturday and they're older and you could just escape and sit and read a book in a setting, this would be a perfect one of those kind of books where you just have a whole bunch of time to yourself and you can just sit down and get immersed in a book. So the book is Shadow and Bone, and this was given to me by my friend Dina. It's like the Dina episode. She and I exchanged books. I gave her like 6 graphic novels, and then she gave me this to read while she's reading my graphic novels. And I believe this is a trilogy. It is a teen fantasy story trilogy, and so this is the first one, and it is by Lee Bardugo. And so this book takes place in a fantasy kingdom, and there's a king, and the people that kind of serve the king and help the kingdom are these Grisha. And the Grisha are people that have magical abilities, powers. They can kind of harness different elements of things and do different things with their powers. And there are different levels, like the most powerful one is called the Darkling, and he can basically do, I guess, almost everything. And so the Grisha kind of live in luxury, and a lot of the other people, and of course the nobility live in luxury, but there's a large peasant class that is very poor and just is struggling to get by. And so the book focuses around a few key characters, and two of them are these two orphan children, and one is Elena, and my friend gave this to me because it has Russian kind of undertones to it, and her best friend Mal, and they're both orphans in this place, and the Grisha come to different orphanages and different places and test children when they're very young to see if they have any powers, and if they do, then they go away and get trained. And so they were tested when they were young, but they didn't want to be separated, so you kind of come to find out later that one of them has a very special power, and it's the power to call the sun. And this power is very special because parts of the land called the Fold are encompassed in darkness, and hidden within the darkness are these horrible creatures that come and try to attack the people whenever they're trying to cross to get food or other supplies. They have to cross the Fold, and it's in complete darkness, and the creatures will attack them, these horrible monsters that are in the Fold. And so one of the two of those characters has this power to call forth the sun. So it's kind of a book about how her struggling with her past and kind of coming into who she is. And of course there's a little bit of teen kind of romancy stuff in there, it's normally fine with me for most books, and it's fine. I feel fine about it with this book as well. And there's friendships and just a lot of struggling to make her way in this new world from going from an orphan to different things. And it's very well written, and it's a very easy read. It's not well written in a floral poetry sense, but it's well written in the sense that it's fun and it's light and it reads very quickly. So this is Shadow and Bone by Lee Bardugo. And I believe the next one it says in the series is Siege and Storm, and it says it's a trilogy, the Grisha trilogy. And I've just been reading this, if I'm taking a bath, have my bath and read the book, and it's been wonderful, and reading some at night. So I'm really enjoying this, and I'm definitely going to be getting the next ones in the trilogy and read those too. Or maybe my friend Dina actually has them. I should probably ask her. But yeah, so if you're looking for a fun, easy read and you like fantasy series and teen ones, like Veronica Roth, who wrote the Divergent series, she's recommending this. If you read Deathless, the one that I recommended, which Deathless is probably, if I was asked what are your top 3 favorite books, Deathless would be up there, probably in top 5. So if you read Deathless and you enjoyed it and you like teen fantasy, then I would say this, because it's got some similar elements to Deathless in that it's Russian and it's fantasy and it kind of takes you into this world. So yeah, Shadow and Bone by Lee Bardugo. So that is all I have for this week. I want to keep it under 20 minutes, so that's perfect. And next week there will be a great big episode, or normal length episode, and video with music from Stitches, and I hope to make it a really fun episode. So please come back next week if you would like to see that. And until then, I hope you have a wonderful week and you get to do all the things you love. Okay, bye guys.